How are we doing for sound? Are we okay for sound? Is it any better? I can't hear you, Angela says. Why this? Hold on a sec. I'm just gonna change the microphone setting to that one. Right. There we go. We should be okay now. Right. So, hello and welcome back to the show. Wasn't one last week. Didn't feel too good. I've not been feeling very well for a couple of weeks now. Now there's been an awful lot of changes that have gone on behind the scenes. Andrew, I need a glass of water. So there's a new computer running now, which was I think a cause of a lot of frustration on this end when it came to editing and recording live stuff. So this is the first time that's being used now. It's a much better laptop than the one before. It's got an i5 processor in for those that are interested. And it's also got Bang & Olufsen speakers and sound integrated with it. So hopefully, sound-wise, things should be a lot better. Obviously, there's going to be a small adjustment period. I'm not using the new sound on this at the moment because this is the very first time it's been used. So we're sort of winging it a bit at the moment. You'll have to excuse me, my mouth's very dry. So there's also, you've probably read little bits here and there. I've been trying to change things a little bit on the show, trying to jazz things up a little bit, make it a bit more interesting, something along them lines. So the plan is that I hope to bring in some giveaways. Now, they will be funded by myself, and they're not going to be big, extravagant kits or anything like that. It will be, just small little things just to give away. It shows my regular viewers that I appreciate their support. And it's just nice to give stuff away, it really is, because I just love giving stuff away. So I don't know when that'll begin. I had hoped to start it tonight, but I was going to give away a small Airfix kit. But the thing is, there's a lot of giveaways going on the different channels, and they all use the same sort of method of picking a number between 1 and 100 or 1 and 300 and so on, and nearest number to that wins. I wanted to try and do something a little bit different, and I don't know what yet. I'm still thinking that through. So if anyone has any ideas on that, then by all means, if you pass me in my direction, and I'll you know, see if it's something that we could do. So that's one aspect. Now the name, I wanted to change the name. Now this was purely a name change because unfortunately there's been some horrible rumors going around that are not true, and they've maligned my name a little bit. So I wanted to sort of put a you know, a dividing line between that and a fresh start. So the initial plan was to go with Sprue Magoo because I'm very short-sighted, and you know, and Sprue's obvious. And then underneath there was a sort of like a Spitfire that's half bits and pieces of it look as though they're a bit out of focus, you know, to signify the blurry vision. So that, you know, it's all a bit tongue-in-cheek. But the problem is some aspects of this channel, Sprue Surgeon, are sort of hardwired into things like TubeBuddy, and I don't think I can change the name on certain areas. So that would mean me having to go back to the start, start a whole new channel on Facebook, a whole new channel on YouTube, and then, you know, I'd lose everything that I've done up to this point, which doesn't sit well with me. You know, it's a double-edged sword, because on the other hand, I you know, I wanted to try and distance myself from what's been said and what's happened, but I can't do that without having to start right over again, if you see what I mean, completely from the very beginning. And that's a lot of effort I've put into the channel, which would be a bit disappointing. So going forward, I know I'm going back on it. I'm going to stick with Sprue Surgeon for the time being, in the hope that you know, I hope things will settle down. We'll see. If it doesn't, then I'll have to go and change my name completely and carry on from a new point. But I really don't want to do that. So that's all the information there. Covered everything, I think. So let's get on to some better news, about some more interesting news, should I say. Things I've bought, or things that have been bought me, more to the point. So we've had no, let me just trying to think. So no, I'm going to do what I'm building on the desk at the moment first. So I have no further with Mr. Crow here. There's been no advancement at all. Well, you know, I'll get around to it, but he's sat there waiting patiently. So I bought this quite some time ago, and after Mr. Mondragon's piece that he done on the show, it spurred me on to starting it. So I just put the pieces out there first. So this is how far I've got up to now. No, that's not it. So that's how far I've got up to now. I'll show you the this is the kit. So it is the Stormcast Eternal Knight Azeroth, I don't know, of the Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So I don't know if you remember, when I bought this, I showed everyone it, and I said that I was going to do this. But before I done that, I was going to do the little tiny figure they give away with the magazine. Well, with Valentine's Day coming up, we were in the Warhammer shop, Games Workshop, the other day, and Angela bought me a Valentine's Day gift, and it's quite a gift, I've got to say. So it's all relevant. So she bought me this. Now this is a big kit in terms of skill required to do it, size, price, everything. This is a big step. So I've sort of bypassed all that and come to this. Well, I got it home and I spoke to I can't remember his name all of a sudden. Oh, I can't remember his name. Mine's gone blank. Mondragon. Right, it will come back to me. Sorry if you're watching. Gil. That's it. Gil Mondragon. Thank you, Angela. She's upstairs, but she must have heard me. So, yeah, I showed Gil that I got this. Just I say spoke to him. It's like a messenger, and he said it's a difficult kit. Now, if he says it's a difficult kit, then I'm really going to struggle. So I decided that I really had to shelve this. The plan was I was going to do it straight away because it's one I've been after for a long time. So I've broke out this one. And this is how far I've got. So I've assembled the body. You can see. And the first thing I found, Citadel plastic, is an absolute pig to glue. So I started off using Tamiya extra thin cement, and obviously I found out that it doesn't really like that. It was an absolute nightmare. I was holding joints together and they were just falling apart the minute I let go. After going through all the different glues, I finally came to Deluxe Materials Rocket Hot. And for the more joints where it needs a bit more sort of stability, the Gorilla glue. So basically CA glue is what you need for Games or Workshop or Citadel kits. That took me longer than it should have done, in all honesty. So I had fun gluing the bird on. That was a bit of a nightmare as well. So anyway, I've assembled the body, the sword, the bird, and the scroll. Now I've sprayed the body with, this is Vallejo gloss black on here at the moment, and along here, because obviously the bird is darker at the front and it's got a lighter paler blue at the back, so I went over with a white Vallejo primer along these scrolls. Now then, I've got mixed feelings about Vallejo. I know there's a lot of people that don't like it, don't rate it. They're welcome. That's their opinion. They're welcome to it. I've got to say the Vallejo white is absolutely awful. I don't know what they do to it. It just doesn't have. It comes nowhere near the Badger Steinel Res, the UMP brand. of vaginal res. It's nowhere near as good as that. In fact, I could probably now, yeah, I can just scratch it off. Look at that. I don't have long nails. My nails are short, but literally I can just scratch that paint off, that primer. It's just not very good at all. Are we going to focus in? Is it going to focus in for me? There we go. So you can see, and there we go. So where are we? Let me find one that's not very much fingernail on there. So we'll come down to the bottom and see whether, because that's textured at the bottom. Yeah, it's not as easy, but it's still lifting off. On smooth plastic though, it's just flaking away. Dreadful. So I shall be binning that. So I'm currently on a quest just to see what the various primers are out there and what they're like. I'm going to be trying the MIG one shot because I'm told that is vaginal res as well. So that should be interesting. I'll be interested to see what results I get from that. So I'm going to order one of those and give them a go. So anyway, that's the body. Obviously the wings are mainly white. So again, this is the awful Vallejo white. I'm actually tempted to dunk these and respray them because this one doesn't look too bad. Normally, the problem with the Vallejo is the powdering effect that it has to it. But yeah, it's anyway. I'm going to be going over it with a much better quality paint. Oh, no, sorry, I just forgot. So this black gloss here, this is on here because this is all a gold color. So we've got the shiny black, and the same with all these. So these are all mainly metallic or gold in color. There's his head and his face there. I think you're not going to see it really, but oh, let me see if I can do a little drive-by for you of the figures. So this is one side of the lantern he holds with the light coming out, and there's the other side. There's the bottom of the lantern. What have we got there? I think they're shoulder pads if they'll come into focus. There they go. Come on, you can do it. There we go. They'll look a lot better when they're done. And there's the headdress, is it called? I don't know. There we go. So that's what I've been doing this week in terms of work on the bench. Not an awful lot. I haven't really felt I had a severe lack of mojo. Trying to get back into it slowly, but we will get there in the end. Also managed to pick up a paint pot. This too is from Citadel, and the reason I bought this is because I bought these, or should I say, Angela bought me these. This is all part of the gift she gave me, the Valentine's Day gift. So you know she really is special. So I bought these. Now I've been drooling over these every time I've gone in the shop for some time. I've never ever paid a lot of money for a brush, but this time I did. I bought two. They are the artificial layer brushes, and I got the medium and the small. And I can tell you that these were around £15 each. They're very expensive. Well, I think that's very expensive for a brush. So I don't really want to take it out in case I end up catching the hairs going back in. So this is it's a natural bristle, I'm told. Got a little bit of, and I am told that these are superb quality brushes. So with them being superb quality brushes, this is the small one. I'll get the medium one out and you can compare them. I didn't want to damage them, and one of the ways that brushes can get damaged, and it happens a lot by accident, is when you come to wash them in your pot or little cup you've got, people tend to push their brush all the way down and scratch it along the bottom to release the paint, and that does awful damage. The minute you do that, you're pretty much knackering your brush up. So this is the medium. So let me try and get them together so we've got some sort of comparison. I don't know whether there's a lot actually, but we'll see. Let me get them so the writing's at the top. So these two brushes are going to be purely for my detail work on my Games Workshop kits. So there we go. Lovely points to them. And so let me just get this back. This is the medium. I think that's this one. So with this one, you can drop your brush in like that, and it just holds it. And I don't know if you can see that from the side, but it's only down to about there. Let me come up the side there so you can see. That's as far in as it will go. So you've got no fear of doing any damage to the end of your brush, and you can leave it like that. You can leave it sat in the water without it touching the bottom, and it will gently remove all the paint. So the pot, incidentally, also from Citadel, that was £5, I think. And it's a good buy because I'm always using like little medicine cups or stuff like that, and some of my brushes do end up getting damaged from doing exactly what I've just said not to do. So in addition to that, I've also got some of this. It's actually turning into a little bit of a brush care tutorial. And I've done this on an earlier, I've got a video out somewhere that shows you exactly how to use this. But the quick rundown is it's on the back. It's ever so simple. You just wash your brush in the water, and then clean it in the soap, and then rinse it off, and then just drag it through some kitchen roll, or use your fingers to give it that little tiny twist and hook on the end, the little point on the end, and then it should hold. Let it dry, and that should be exactly how you want it. I tend to go through my brushes every now and then. I think they're about ready to be done again. Some of them, these Airfix ones I bought quite a while ago. And, you know, they're not bad, but this, you know, they've lost their point. So this one, it's not bad, but it's definitely lost its point. So what the hell? Let's do a quick demonstration. Let's do a quick demonstration. So I'll put a bit of water in there. Should we take one that's there's another one that's not very well. Another one that's a bit poorly. There we go. So we got no point on the end. Just flat. So we go in. Let's put the lid on. And we'll just give that a, and we'll come over to here, get some water in there on the go. So basically we're just brushing sort of like this normally, just as though you're brushing some on. The water softens the soap up obviously and lets it froth up. And then once we've got this, once the bristles are fully coated in all this gunk, give it another rinse, and then one more. Just, and this time as you're doing it, just drag it and twist, drag and twist, drag and twist, so that you're starting to form that shape already. And then come along with kitchen towel. And there's two ways you can do this. You can either, if you're supremely good at this, which some people are, I'm not nowhere near as good as others. They have this ability to just do everything without grabbing the, so you just come along and twist like that at an angle. Oh, I've done it. And then you'll see that we've got the point back. See, if you're not confident at doing that, the other thing you can do is just hold the ferrule there very lightly. We're not pinching it or anything like that. And then as you pull it through, just keep twisting it, twisting, twisting, twisting as you pull it through. And again, you'll see you've still got the point there. Leave that to dry, and then when you get up in the morning or whenever you get next go to use it, it should be as you would buy it out the shop, really, with that with the bristles quite stiff from where they've been treated. But the minute you start using it, it all dissolves, and you know, the bristles work as normal. But it's very good stuff. So if you're going into painting by, you know, the hairy stick or paintbrushing, you know, I would highly recommend the purchase of this brush cleaner. There are others out there. I cannot vouch for them. I have not used them, so I couldn't tell you whether they're good, bad, indifferent. that will be for somebody else to tell you. But all I can tell you is that this one works. So what I normally do is I will sit down and go through my brushes, you know, one afternoon for an hour or so, and put them all back to peak physical fitness or whatever. So that was those buys. I do have some other buys. Some haven't arrived, but I bought a coffee warmer. I don't know, after the video review that Paul Bretland done on the coffee warmer. I already knew that hot water was you know, a good method of putting decals down. I hadn't thought to use a coffee warmer though, because my biggest problem was obviously the warm water goes cold very quickly, and once it goes cold, it's nowhere near effective. So yeah, that was good. And obviously with Gil's further suggestion that the paint could be warmed as well, I mean, it was a no-brainer then, had to buy one of those, and was lucky enough to be able to afford one. So yeah, I've got one of those coming, and a couple of other little bits and bobs that I shall share with you on another time. So that concludes that part of tonight's stream. In other sort of show related news, Angela will no longer be doing the novice build anymore, and events have soured her enthusiasm for the hobby and the build in general. I can't say I blame anyone that's witnessed what happened. Anyway, so she's not going to be doing that. I've got two kits now to look at. I've got this Hornet, which it seems a shame just to stop. Granted, there's a few things I would have done differently. So my choices are, I could either split the show in two between this and the X-Wing, or I could I could bin it, or I could give it away as a giveaway. I mean, it's barely been, there's only a few steps been done. It's still got all this plastic in here, and it just seems a damn shame. So I'll have to have a think on that. So that's that part of the news. It's unfortunate. I know a lot of people enjoyed watching that section. I don't really have anyone else that can do that, because you've got to be wanting, you've got to have interest in it to start with, otherwise it's not worth doing. So we'll just there's going to be a couple of reviews coming up on the channel that have been sat in the, I went through my YouTube channel, and there's about 3 reviews I think that have been sat sort of in the bank for me to release as and when. They were done some time ago. One was done more recently. Now I'm going to release them, but I'm going to release them a little bit in the future. I'm going to be doing a tool review some point this week, I think, and we will be reviewing this which I picked up from Lidl. A fantastic bit of kit to aid with our building. It's a low RPM, so it's perfect for plastic, wood, and I think I can't remember what else, but I've had a quick look at it and had a play around with it. Some of you might, no, I don't think I announced a long time ago, about 8 months ago, I bought what would be considered the big brother, and that is this. Now, at the time, a lot of people were mentioning about Proxon and Dremel drills such as that. So I saw this and went out and bought it. Now then, oh, let me just. So this would be considered the big brother. As soon as I came back and showed everyone in the hangout with great enthusiasm that I bought this awesome kit for helping me with my building, I was promptly told that it was far too fast and it would just melt the plastic. Of course, they were right. So it's never been used, really. I've used it for, I can't remember what I've used it for now, but it never got used. But this came along. This was in there this week. I've done some checking. It's perfectly okay for the plastic, and it seems to be a nice little set. And it was, I think it was about 16 quid. Not sure, thereabouts. But I'll be doing a tool review on that. And I'll also be doing a health and safety in the workshop, where I'll be looking at masks, face masks and safety glasses, and general health and safety in your environment. And I'll be doing a small video on that. I'm not sure exactly when that will be, but I'm going to show how I've done it wrong, and I'll explain everything about that and what I'm doing to rectify it. And hopefully we can all learn a little bit from that as well. So that's the plan for that. Right. That's taken quite some time, so we'll get on to should get on with the building. So we're up to the we've got the X-Wing Starfighter on, and we got that far. Very thirsty tonight. So I've spent the afternoon trying to look for I'm after an extremely thin file, one that can be used for getting into small areas to remove seam lines and things like that. So we're talking extremely thin, extremely sort of well, just extremely thin, for getting into all these little nooks and crannies, just to clear away bits of glue and so on. Yeah, so anyone got any suggestions, send them to me, and I'll look them up.
We've got Seymour, Dave and Rob chatting.
All right. Dave, which Dave is that?
Yeah.
Right, so where do we get to?
Rob forgot it was Valentine's Day.
Oh dear. Is Rob married?
Yep.
Not anymore.
Yeah. We might have saved him.
Who saved him? We might have, or Matt.
Not you.
Well, what have you done?
Well, I haven't done anything. Dave mentioned something. And I said it was a good idea.
Ah, right.
And Rob's like, yep.
So, just trying to think where I got to here. I've done that one. You've done that one. We've done that. And we've done that. So we got down to this bottom one. Yeah. Oh, of course. The stickers.
Oh,
I remember. We had to finish the last show because the stickers went missing. Fortunately.
Did you find them?
Yeah, I did. There they are. Right. So that goes there. This is this way. We've got that on there. And then we come over. Yeah, we've clipped that in. Yeah. We're okay, E6, yeah. So we've done that step. What's that?
Dave said, tell Mark I'm the fellow miscreant.
Oh, Dave Price. Ah. Yes, you foolish man. Right, so we come on to this one now. Right, yeah. I really need to start writing down where I've got to. I seem to spend 5-10 minutes catching up with.
Remember the dot you found there?
Yeah.
Stick a dot on the page when you finish.
Oh yeah, that's a damn good idea.
It is. I'm so clever with it.
Yeah. So, and then that goes on there. Right, I know where we're at. So D1. Yeah, that was it. So D1, number 6 on the. So it's one of these big ones, and it wraps around. And number 3, which has to be this one. So we just. There we go. Right, so I've taped that round there. And then that goes in to there. So we want D1 number 2. I've normally got me, where's my trolley, so that I can. Ooh, horrible squeaky. So D. There's D. Right. D1, D2. D1 number 2. That's what I meant. Apologies for not being able to see your chat. Angela is reading it, and she will relay any questions to me should you have any, or any insults you want to hurl. Feel free.
All quiet on the lesson front. Dave did say broken toe brushes are really nice, not as expensive as Windsor, but just as good.
Yeah, I've heard this about broken toe, but I've been unable to find any. I went on eBay and put broken toed in the search engine, and nothing come back. The Citadel ones, it turns out, are apparently probably more expensive now than the Windsor Series 7 ones. We were pricing them up in Games Workshop the other day, and I was saying that, you know, why should I buy your brush? I wasn't being horrible. I was, you know, tell me why your brush is better than Winsor and Newton, for example. So one thing led to another, and we had a look online, and it turns out they're a little bit cheaper.
Dave said they have their own site and they're based in Britain.
Oh, right. I'll have to have a look, Dave. I will have to have a look at that for sure. And that goes that way. So it enters in the front. And then I'm guessing it goes in there. Yeah. Okay. And then we've got D16 and D12. D7, 12, and 16 need cutting from the sprue. Never ceases to amaze me the brilliance of Ban Dai kits. How they just clip together. You get other kits that you know, they've got dreadful seams, they're warped, or they're, you know, the pieces are miles apart when they should be, you know, facing each other, and they just can't get it right. And I'm not talking about little companies either. This is some of the bigger companies that are doing this. And then you get Ban Dai that come on the scene, and they knock out their kits, and everyone is perfect. they do the master grade, and I've never built a master grade. I don't know whether it's just a title for more, you know, for more of the same, just bigger. I don't really know how they can improve upon what we've got in front of us. It really is quite spectacular. 16. So ask what everyone's building at the moment. Are there a lot of MIG builds going on? There was UMP have got a MIG group build on at the moment. And 12. There we go, D12. There's one that, so just refer back to the drawing. There's sometimes you get a tricky sprue gate where you can't tell whether it's a sprue gate or an actual part of the piece you're cutting away. I've done that before. Not paying attention. Right, D16, D12. D7. 4, 5. Come on, where are you? 7. There you are. Looks to be a turbo fan. There we go.
Ooh.
And then, yeah, right. Come along with the sander. Take away any sharp edge. It's important.
I have sent you a link by messenger.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To Broken Toad.
All right, thanks.
She looks quite good.
Yeah, they do. They
Yeah. I like their very first quote. Broken Toad grew from the belief that it is possible to have a high quality hobby product at affordable prices.
Well, I shall give them a go. I shall look into that later on. Yeah. Right, so that's going to come underneath. It goes under there like so. I'm guessing that's where the wire's going to run through there. Oh no, we've got a bit of little tiny piece there that I've failed to see. Pop that on there. That's not right. No, that's right. And then we've got the fan actually goes on that way. It's orientated that way. Oh, actually, it'll only go on the one way. Again, another brilliant engineering strategy by Ban Dai. It's virtually idiot proof. You watch, I'm gonna ain't gonna be able to do it now. And then that slots in to there, and we just need to get some tweezers in. Because just to push that wire down so no, it's not quite something. Let's pop this out again and see what's holding it from sitting all the way. I feel confident it's this white cable that won't sit here. Let me just there we go. It's just a white cable kept popping out and crawling over the lip. Right. Right. So then we want D15 and D3. D15. D15, D4. And where are you? 1, 2, 3. How's chat going? 11 viewers. We need to. I'm planning on doing some more how-to videos from different things. So I'm hoping to bring some more interest in from that. It's difficult for me to do the sort of how-to videos because a lot of it is new to me as well. So I can't rightly come and tell everyone this is how you do it.
Well, you tell them this is how you would do it.
Yeah, so that, I mean that's my whole approach behind the whole channel.
Yeah.
But I've found some little bits and pieces that I think might be interesting that I haven't seen done yet. I found a product that turns acrylic paint pearlescent. So I'm hoping to give that a go maybe one night. Hasn't arrived yet, but that could be interesting. So you know, I'm thinking of doing little things like that. Right, so that's right, I see. That goes over that, and that goes over that.
I'm going with the attitude is it's, you know, you're doing it for the first time. And
yeah. There we go.
make mistakes as you go along. You can always correct them. Once you make mistakes in your first build, and the next build you come along, you're going to know you've made that mistake. So that's
number 4. They only go on. It only goes on the one way, I don't think. That's a shame. That's going to hide a lot of that. Mind you, is that detail or just? I don't think it is. So might not be a problem. Oh, it just fell in there. I thought it was going to fall back out ever so easy the way it went in. That might be one you could have open. Have it as though it's standing on the ground, being repaired. Yeah, it's a thought. Right.
Thank you, Dave. Mr. Angela was right. Turns out you do it.
1, 2, D17. Oh, I know what that is. Right. What's the weather like where everyone is? It's all supposed to be getting this Arctic weather. I know we've had a couple of days where it's been like, what's the lowest we've had here?
Cold.
Yeah, but that's not a.
Yeah. Horrible. But again, on the other hand, Australia got extremely hot. So
yeah, it's their summer, isn't it?
Yeah, but they got it like mega hot. It's the worst summer they've had so far. So, what would you rather have? I think I'd have the cold.
Oh yeah, definitely. But then I can cope with the cold.
I'm coping. Slowly. Wet and windy on Exmoor, Devon, Paul Chapman says. Dave says it's blooming freezing down here in Kent.
And then
Exmoor. Whoa. It's cold there in summer. Whoa. That's where we went to see that donkey sanctuary, wasn't it? Exmoor. Very cold. Beautiful but cold.
Right, that's the other engine on. So they should glow from the back when they're assembled. Now we come over to A29, C1 and B7. So just scoot ahead a minute just here and see what's going on there. So this is all the same.
Paul said to get used to the cold. Nah.
Right. Minsk. Yeah, it's the same thing. Well, I reckon I could probably do. Right. That's this one.
Don't jump ahead in the steps.
Yeah, so that's the B7 done. B7, A29, C1, 2, A29. We're on A, I believe. Yep, A. 29. Let's see. Where are you? Down the bottom there. It's the only sprue I don't need to check the number because it's the only one with a beer wings big enough. 2, yeah.
Dave said, I thought you northern lasses were a hard bunch.
No, not Angela.
With regards to the cold.
No. Yeah, it's. I think everyone thinks that, but
I missed it.
Right. Right, that's that. Oh. Let's just go around quickly.
What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. I'm just taking the little nubs off where the shears haven't quite gone flush up to the. They're not too bad actually. These ones here.
So is this for the other wing?
For the what?
The other wing. You've only got one wing on.
No, I've got two wings on that side. So.
Okay, you've got two wings on one side. Is this for the other two on the other side?
Yeah, yeah. These will be the two on the. I guess it would be the pilot's left side. And that is going to go like that. And then that will go, snaps into there. And then this little red piece just slots into there. I mean, it's the beauty of Ban Dai kits. They're so, I mean, it's brilliant. They're expensive compared to other kits, and some modelers don't like them because I guess because they're so easy, but they're not really toys as such. They're not kids toys in the sense of the word. They're so hard to explain. They're just works of art, really. When they put together, there's no, you just take the burrs off, take any sharp edges off that you might have left on. I've never ever come across a Ban Dai kit that's got a fault or a part missing or a piece that doesn't fit properly. If ever I've had a piece that hasn't fitted properly, if I trace it back, it's always an error that I've made. That's not to say, I guess, that they don't have their bad kits. I mean, they must have a complaints department, I guess. I don't know.
David said, on the rare occasion I visit my employer's head office in Scarborough, the women will be sucking pipes and can drink us under the table after work. So I've said, yes, I can do that one.
Right.
Don't like the cold, but I can do that one.
So there we've got our two wings starting to take shape. I mean, this is we're coming very close to finishing, really. Once these two wings go on, everything flies along, really. But we'll see. That's going to go.
It'll only fly along if you make it fly along.
And then I've got. I was lucky enough to acquire a Gundam model, which again is from Ban Dai. And it's very much the similar situation in how it's put together. But I'll tell you what, have I got, is it out anywhere?
I think people might like to see something different because you've done Ban Dai now.
Yeah, but it's a Gundam. It's not the same as Star Wars.
So what is the next one?
Is
it a tank?
No, it's like a big robot. people will know what, if they're interested, they'll know what a Gundam kit is. But I will show everyone just in case I haven't got it out, so I can't show you it this week. I'm just looking around to see whether I put.
Where is it?
I think it's in that big box down there, so we'll just leave it in there for now.
You've got to continue with this one first.
Yeah, and I'll get that sorted out for next week and show you, because I've got plans with that now. So that should be quite interesting, because basically it's one of the lower end Gundam kits, and it comes in a matte blue, red, and yellow plastic. And my intention is to mask it all up and spray it all and give it a metallic look, and maybe give it a candy appearance, candy coat, in the color that it's got underneath. So the red parts would become red candy, the yellow parts yellow candy, or I might make the yellow parts gold. I don't know, but the thing is, that's going to be interesting, because we'll be doing stuff in the spray booth. So I've got to figure out how to best set the camera up for that. So that, yeah, I think that should be fun, and that would be well worth tuning in for.
And I have just mentioned to everyone that next week is my birthday, so I will not be doing the chat next week.
All right.
I'm not going to work.
Well, as it's your birthday, there might not be.
No, you can still do your show.
Well,
I'm quite happy to let you. You can still do your show, because I can go and watch a movie. I'm quite happy with that.
anyway, it's
I want to watch a movie. You'll be doing your show, because you don't watch my movie.
I think that's a good place to stop actually for tonight. Yeah, this is just a couple. Yeah, that's going to be a good place for us to stop for this week. It was only going to be a short one this week. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been entertaining. I have got some stuff coming out during the week, some content coming out for I can't think, keep losing my train of thought, for the channel. So thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate everyone's support that turns out and turns on to watch this sort of ham-fisted approach to modeling and filming, and I hope you've all enjoyed it, and I look forward to doing it all again next week, when we might be very close. We may even finish the X-Wing next week. Yeah, that would be something. We'd actually have a whole video build under our belt, so that would be great. Look forward to seeing you all then. Angie, you got anything you want to say before we go?
Thank you to all watching. I hope you've got a show next week. If I don't see you, I will in chat next week, the week after. See you then.
Okay. Bye for now.